Now, Dr. Albertina Luthuli, the daughter of former ANC President Albert Luthuli, has called on the party's leaders to listen to the voices of South Africans who are calling for change. We have Dr. Luthuli on the line this morning from Durban. It's great to have you with us on the show this morning, Dr. Luthuli. Thanks for your time. Firstly, perhaps let's just begin with your response to how the ANC and government have reacted to the Constitutional Court's ruling.
Good morning to the South Africans. The nation is hurt. And I think that the reaction of those in power right now as the leadership of the nation has not been listening to what the people are saying in increasing numbers. And we are really approaching a point where the crisis is just building and building, and we are agitated. Everybody in South Africa doesn't know just why the leadership cannot recognize that there is a crisis. Leadership goes hand in hand with responsibility and accountability to the people they lead. Therefore, leadership has got a duty to listen to what people are saying. I commend the 42 exiled young people who have signed a plea to the leadership to reconsider their position. These are children who are worried about the future that we elders seem to be destroying, and we think that they can survive or what, I don't know. But we have a responsibility here to recognize that this future is for the young, the very children who are our children, who are in exile. 42 of them are actually speaking to the president and asking him to reconcile himself with the fact that his leadership has failed South Africa. The turmoil in the country and loss of confidence in how the country is being governed is a call on those in power to really take a step and sit down and meditate and reconsider and do everything that they can to recoup some respect from the nation on the decision that they take. The Concord judges unanimously found lapses in the office of the president, the way things are running in the country, as well as parliament. It doesn't help, to go sort of weak-legged forward just on the basis of a majority vote. You've got to carry everybody with you and not let things fall apart. That is the duty of responsible and accountable leadership. Now, if the leadership can face what the country expects of them, they will experience some restoration of their dignity and self-esteem. Otherwise, it will just peter away. And also, in response, the public will actually feel that, we can perhaps, some kind of feeling that we can forgive.
Dr. Luthuli, do you feel that the ANC in its handling of this matter has lost dignity and respect from the people of South Africa?
I do feel this way. I do feel that way strongly. That is why some people who are elders like me really are very concerned, because there seems to have been a loss of direction, in leadership. And such a leadership needs to ponder and think that, well, perhaps time really has come for them to say that we've lost it now. But it doesn't mean that if you accept that you've lost it, it means you're no longer relevant to the cause the nation takes as it moves forward. But it does help you to contemplate and not keep on making the same mistake every day. And that will actually be very detrimental to the leadership itself, as I've said.
You watched your parents give up much of their lives for the liberation struggle in this country. What do you think they would make of the ANC today?
Well, I do believe that where they are, those who really fought for our liberation, and suffered and died. I do believe that that's my parents, that's the background I come from. My father died, and even today, the circumstances surrounding his death tell one story, that it was no accident, he was killed. Now, I'm sure where they are, all those people who brought us to 1994, made 1994 possible, are in tears. Bayakal.
What do you think is the best way forward in terms of resolving this situation you've described as a crisis?
It's a crisis, yes. And you'll remember that the leading party, the African National Congress, went through another crisis when the previous president, Thabo Mbeki, had, was called off the office of presidents. Now, that, I think, worries a lot of the people who are governing, who are the ruling party. But now, I think that in spite of that, no two circumstances are exactly the same. I think that in spite of that, here we are faced with a crisis, and I think there's only one way out of it. That is to say the country cannot go down with me, individual. I'm talking to the leadership. The country, I cannot drag this country, which has got a bright future before it, and they are hoping for a really high leadership in the world, and I'm not prepared to bring it down with me. So I must really vacate, and perhaps that will bring some, peace in the minds of a lot of people who are in turmoil.
Dr. Albertina Luthuli, the daughter of former ANC President Albert Luthuli, thanks for your time this morning.